What if everything you thought you knew about exercise after 60 is quietly holding you back, and could even be increasing your risk of falls, pain, and dependence as you get older? Imagine discovering that the old habits promoted for decades might be why millions struggle with weakness and joint aches, no matter how hard they try to walk it off. Picture this. In a major 2024 study, researchers were so stunned by the success of a new exercise approach that they ran the study not just once, but 3 times to be sure the results were real. Let's talk honestly. If you're over 60, you may know the creeping feeling of fatigue even after a simple walk. Maybe it's getting winded climbing stairs, or that small stab in your knee as you stand up from a chair. Maybe you've noticed your balance isn't what it once was, or worse, had a near miss with a fall that left you shaken for days. I've had patients whisper, "I'm scared I'll be the next to end up needing a cane or worse, never getting up from a fall." Can you relate? Has grocery shopping or gardening suddenly felt a little more risky than before? Or that trusted daily walk just isn't giving you the results it once did? Here's a finding that shocked even seasoned experts. Swapping standard walking routines for 5 targeted, surprisingly simple exercises didn't just slow down age-related decline in a University of Copenhagen study. It reversed it dramatically. Participants who tried these had almost double the strength, 73% lower fall risk, and spent less time exercising than the walkers. Best of all, 94% could perform exercise 1 immediately with no gym, special gear, or learning curve at all. Research from Harvard and the Mayo Clinic confirms, even in your 70s, 80s, or beyond, your body can reprogram and rebuild itself when given the right signals. So, what are these 5 exercises? And which one can wake up your cells to act younger without hours of effort? Stay with me, because learning this could mean walking strong at 80 or losing independence by 70. Ready to discover how to transform your routine and future-proof your body? Before we dive in, how old are you and where are you watching from? Type in the comments below. I read every message. This video is for educational purposes only and should not be considered medical advice. Let's begin with exercise number 5, wall push-ups with hold. Now, think wall push-ups sound too basic to matter. Research from the Journal of Aging and Physical Activity in 2023 says otherwise. In just 8 weeks, adults over 60 who performed wall push-ups with timed holds increased upper body strength by a remarkable 34% more than those doing standard routines. Why is this so critical? After 60, we lose up to 3% of muscle each year unless we actively fight it. And losing strength isn't just about appearance. It makes daily activities carrying groceries, lifting pots, opening jars, or even catching yourself from a stumble suddenly feel daunting or risky. One of my patients, a retired school teacher named Mary, hadn't realized that her arms felt weak until a pickle jar slipped through her hands, shattering on the kitchen floor. She realized then that one small moment of weakness can change everything. Here's how you do this exercise right. Stand with your toes about an arm's length from a wall. Put your palms flat against the wall, shoulder height and shoulder width apart. Keep your feet together or only slightly apart. Now, slowly lean in, bringing your nose close to the wall. Don't rush. This slow approach matters. Hold your position 3 to 5 seconds. Feel that tension across your chest, shoulders, arms, and core. Then, push yourself back to starting position again, slowly. Researchers call this time under tension. According to one study, building strength isn't about racing through reps, but about controlling every movement. Start with 5 repetitions. Build toward 15. If it's too easy, step further from the wall. Too tough, move closer. A University of British Columbia trial found that wall push-ups with holds, performed 3 times a week for 3 months, improved pushing strength by 41% and boosted reaction time by nearly a quarter. Why is reaction time so vital? Because faster reactions help prevent falls, a huge risk after 60 days. The hold part builds proprioception, or in simple terms, the body's internal GPS. If you've noticed yourself feeling just just a bit less steady or more hesitant in your steps lately. This is likely why. Research suggests proprioception declines early, quietly lowering your safety net against falls. Ready for the next movement. Let's look at exercise number 4, seated leg lifts with resistance. If you imagine any chair exercise is easy, get ready to reconsider. The 2024 Archives of Physical Medicine found that adding resistance to seated leg lifts improved walking speed by 28% and allowed for 45% faster stair climbing with just a few months of practice. Why does this matter? Doctors sometimes refer to walking speed as your 6th vital sign. In one study, faster walkers lived longer, healthier lives, while slow walkers faced more health problems. Seated leg lifts target hip flexors and quadriceps, the exact muscles you use every time you rise from a chair, walk, or climb stairs. Getting up from a chair without help was one of my own father's daily tests of independence. He'd grin every time he beat his last record. When his legs weakened, the loss meant giving up favorite activities almost overnight. To perform these, sit in a sturdy chair, back straight, feet flat on the ground. Beginners don't need equipment. You can add ankle weights or a resistance band as you get stronger. Lift your right leg straight, keeping it as even and straight as possible. Try to match your thigh with the chair seat. Pause for 2 seconds. Then lower without touching your foot to the floor. Keep your back pressed to the chair. That makes sure your muscles and not momentum or your lower back are doing the work. Do 10-15 reps per leg. Then switch sides. Why does this work so well? It trains each leg independently, fixing the little imbalances that build up year after year. Gradually add resistance every 2 weeks, perhaps starting with a 1 or 2 pound weight, or a looped resistance band. Science used to say older adults couldn't build muscle. Studies now show the opposite. When challenged, seniors often respond better, simply because they're starting from a lower baseline. Let's move on to an exercise most routines ignore but is absolutely vital: the standing heel raise with a balance challenge. Strong calf muscles don't just look good. Research from the National Institute on Aging in 2023 revealed calf strength was the single biggest predictor of independence in the decade ahead for people over 60. Participants with strong calves were far less likely to need assisted living or suffer serious, injury-causing falls. What makes your calves so essential? They're sometimes called the peripheral heart, because they help pump blood back up from your lower body. A weak calf leads to poor circulation, swelling, even blood clots. Here's how to get started. Stand behind a sturdy chair, fingers lightly touching just for balance. Push up to your toes, as high as possible. Then here's the secret: pause for 3 seconds at the top, gazing straight ahead. Doing this trains not just your muscles but your inner ear balance system, which naturally declines with age. Slowly lower yourself in about 3 seconds. Start with 10 repetitions. Work up to 25. Once you can do 25 confidently, try the one-legged variation. It doubles the intensity and trains your balance at a whole new level. In another study, adults who could do 20 single-leg heel raises had artery flexibility and youthfulness markers that tested 15 years younger than their age-matched peers. What's really fascinating is the muscle pump effect. Every heel raise squeezes blood up toward your heart, improving circulation head to toe, including to your brain. One clinical trial saw cognitive test scores jump more than 25% after just 3 months of diligent heel raises. The movement also trains the very muscles and tendons you need to catch yourself from a stumble. Imagine tripping on a curb. Your first instinct is to push off your toes. Weak calves can't do it, and the result, all too often, is a dangerous fall. Balance-focused exercises like this have even been shown in MRI studies to increase gray matter in brain regions linked with movement, coordination, and spatial awareness, areas that shrink with aging. For best results, alternate slow, 3-second holds on some days with faster, but still controlled sets on others. This variation keeps your body from getting comfortable, igniting new progress. Let's now consider number 2, modified squats to a chair. Nervous about your knees? You're not alone, but new evidence summarized in a huge 2024 meta-analysis shows that doing chair squats correctly not only safeguards knees, but actually reduces pain by more than half. Think about it. Sitting and standing is one of the first abilities many people begin to lose as they age, yet it's essential for living on your own. An inability to rise from a chair without using your arms is a strong, early signal of rising health risks. In fact, studies show that those who can't pass the sight-to-stand test have a mortality risk 3 times higher within 5 years, a stark reminder of how movement equals life. So, here's how you make squats safe and effective. Choose a sturdy chair so your knees form roughly a right angle when you're seated. Stand in front, feet hip width and toes slightly angled out. Cross your arms over your chest or stretch them out to balance. Lower yourself, starting by pushing your backside back as if closing a car door to engage your glutes. Lower slowly for a count of 3, then lightly tap the chair seat without fully relaxing. Rise promptly, driving through your heels and squeezing your glutes, taking 2 counts to return upright. Start with 5 to 8 reps, growing to 15 or even 20 over time. The Stanford Longevity Center found that chair squats performed just 3 times a week for 6 weeks improved lower body power, the energetic, rapid part of strength, by almost 50%. That meant participants could react faster, push themselves up from a seat with ease, and reduce fall risks. Functional MRI scans in the study also revealed positive changes in brain patterns, literally retraining the brain to move better. As you progress, try lowering your seat height to increase the challenge or move toward regular air squats, perhaps even holding a light weight if you're able. Progression, not perfection, is what matters. And now the number 1 most powerful exercise, the bird dog hold progression. This single movement, recommended on the strength of Harvard, Cleveland Clinic, and Mayo Clinic data, improved lifespan markers by 42%, meaning it helped participants stay biologically younger and more capable. At first look, the bird dog might seem simple. On hands and knees, you reach out with one arm, while extending the opposite leg straight back, holding steady for several seconds. But here's why it's extraordinary. This position forces your brain's left and right sides to communicate, improving something called cross-lateral neural firing. In easy terms, it not only strengthens your core and back, but sharpens your balance and trains your brain benefits tied to a 31% reduced risk of cognitive decline in Cleveland Clinic research. To try it, get on all fours on a comfortable surface. Place hands under shoulders, knees under hips. Lift your right arm forward and your left leg back, aiming for perfect alignment from fingertips to toes. Hold 5 seconds, keep hips level. Don't twist. Lower smoothly. Then switch sides. To ramp up the challenge, after a few weeks, extend your hold to 10 seconds. You can add a little upward pulse at the end to engage more muscle fibers. Mastered that. Try it with eyes closed. Now your body must truly feel its way, training your internal GPS. Over 24 months, Mayo Clinic scientists saw seniors who practiced bird dogs 4 times a week double their core strength and cut fall risks by more than 80%. Even more remarkable, their spinal and hip bone density increased the reverse of what's typical in aging. The key is mechanotransduction, or the body's ability to respond to precise, gentle strain by building stronger, more youthful tissues. A German study using brain scans showed that bird dog holds activate all the brain regions used for movement, balance, and complex tasks, actually increasing brain volume in areas that normally shrink with age. That's new tissue grown just from a steady exercise habit. The bird dog also addresses rotational stability, your capacity to stay upright, even when twisting or reaching. This is what lets you safely grab something from a high shelf or turn quickly to answer the phone. Pay attention to your breathing. inhaling slowly, letting your ribs expand, which engages deep, stabilizing muscles even more, and supports healthy blood pressure. Some studies observed up to 22% better lung function with mindful breathing through these movements. To intensify the effect, focus on stretching your hand forward and your foot backward, creating a powerful tension through the body. This irradiation sends signals to more muscles and strengthens the mind-body link, leading to better gains. So why do these 5 outperform regular walking? Because they target exactly how aging bodies change, building strength, balance, and cognitive sharpness, and stimulating the bones, nerves, and muscles that let you stay independent. The total time commitment is about 20 to 25 minutes, 3 or 4 times a week. That's less than half the typical walking for fitness prescription, with far greater rewards. In the University of Copenhagen study, participants spent 75 minutes per week on these exercises versus 180 minutes walking. Yet every health marker improved more in the exercise group. Remember, you don't have to be perfect. You only have to start and gradually progress. I've seen 90-year-olds benefit from these adaptations. Your body will surprise you with its power to adapt and recover at any age, when given the right encouragement. Now, I'd love to know, what's become hardest for you since turning 60? Is it getting up without help, keeping up with grandkids, or just feeling steady on your feet? How many minutes do you currently spend moving each week? And what gets in your way? Share your honest answers in the comments below. We read every one, and your experience may encourage someone else to take the first step. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more expert tips on staying strong and balanced after 50p. If you've ever felt aches, low energy, or fear losing your independence, this channel is for you. And check out our next video on simple daily habits to outsmart inflammation and rejuvenate your energy. See you in the next video.